Okay, so we're still here in the market for pizza, and we're looking at our final scenario, which is a supply curve shift to the right. And again, why is supply shifting to the right? Well, any of the non-price determinants of supply, basically anything that makes it easier to produce more pizza is going to cause the supply curve to shift to the right. What it means is that at every price, and the red dot is indicating a price I picked at random, suppliers want to supply this much pizza. But if suddenly it became easier or cheaper to do so, let's say there was a drop in the price of pizza crust. Pizza crust, of course, would be a factor of production. Then at this price, suppliers would be willing to supply more pizza per slice because it became cheaper and easier to do so. Cheaper and easier to do so. Or another way to look at it is that at this price, scratch that. At this quantity, originally suppliers would have to get a price of this in order to make it worth their while to produce it. But now that it's cheaper, they're willing to accept a lower price for the same quantity produced. It's really kind of two ways of saying the same thing. At the original supply curve, we see that we have an equilibrium right here. This equilibrium of P sub E and Q sub E. Again, that's the market clearing price and quantity. After the supply curve shift, what happens? Well, we see that at the original price, which is P sub E, we'll find that demanders still want to keep buying Q sub E. Nothing's changed for them. That's how much they'd like to buy at that point. But suppliers at the original price would actually want to sell more pizza. So what does that look like? Well, let's draw a line over to the supply curve at the original price, and then draw down, and we see that we now have a situation where at this original price, suppliers would like to sell Q sub 1. But remember, demanders only want to buy Q sub E. So what do we have? We have the dreaded surplus. Well, it's not that dreaded, I guess, but we have a surplus, meaning that we have more pizza being made than people want to buy. This is a situation where pizzerias have pizza on the shelf at the end of the day. There just weren't enough people to buy them. So what they realized from this is that they should drop the price and reduce the quantity that they supply. Now, will they do this the very next day, overnight? They'll probably make some changes pretty quickly, but remember, the equilibrium adjustment will take time. What happened? Well, they realized that they're making too much pizza here. So they want to make a little bit less pizza and drop the price, a little bit less and drop the price, a little bit less and drop the price, until they get to a point where they realize that they have returned to clearing the market. This is what we would call the new equilibrium. Again, so why did this happen? This happened because the surplus signaled suppliers to drop the price and reduce the quantity. That's what we see right here, this movement from here to here. So we have a new equilibrium. P sub E sub 1, Q sub E sub 1. Original supply curve